Hello everyone, welcome to Jewish Week Online. Sukkot is here, and one of the great things about the holiday is you get to eat in the Sukkah. And we're going to check out some of the most innovative Sukkahs around New York City. So the pop-up Sukkah is really simple. You just throw it, and it becomes a Sukkah. You just got to put in the rods, stock, and you're done. So we're going to do it right now.
The pop-up Sukkah from popupsukkah.com. This is my first Sukkah that I ever put together all by myself. I am instructionally challenged. It was a really easy experience. They labeled exactly which rods had to go where, and it was very easy and enjoyable. People were asking, how do you do that? I'm like, well, you just throw it, and it's pretty much done all for you. And one of the great parts about this pop-up Sukkah, it's not only easy to assemble, it's also really easy to break down. And within a couple of seconds, I was able to put it all together, put in a bag, and I was ready to go.
In New York, real estate is tight. Tell us about your innovative Sukkah.
This Sukkah and 8 of its kind are spread around New York, besides another 40 little ones going around, because there is very hard. Manhattan is expensive real estate, as you mentioned, and we just need to find places to put sukkahs that should be easily accessible, public for everybody, and easy to get to. So this is just a great idea. We built it on large trucks. We have 8 of them on giant flatbeds, 48 feet each one, and they're spread around next to restaurants and next to public areas where Jews will be able to go for lunch and have a place to eat quietly, doing their religion proudly without having anything to be ashamed of.
How many people can it hold?
I would say that the giant one could probably hold somewhere between 40 to 50 people. Obviously there are tables inside so people can get a little more comfortable, but in general it could sit 40, 50 people. I've seen ones had about packed people. We once had a full people, we had about 30 people eating there. There was a minyan happening in there. People were praying, people were eating, people were conversing. It was just a social hub for where Jews could sit over their holiday.
And how long does it take to make it?
This one per se took somewhere about 6 to 7 hours. It takes a lot of work. We have a dedicated staff of about 4 to 5 people. This is obviously built with a group of people. The mitzvah take office during Hanukkah and before Pesach. But on Sukkot they built Sukkot together, and yeah, it's a dedicated group from the mitzvah take office.
Okay, so basically I think this is such a nice idea that everyone could just come
and eat in the
Sukkah. They're able to come to Manhattan and still be able to eat in the Sukkah and enjoy their food and not being all upset about coming to Manhattan and not being able to eat and everything.
It's really cool also.
What's your favorite part of Sukkot?
Eating in the Sukkah.
We're here at Occupy Wall Street, and as you can see behind me, we have a Sukkah. Dan Soretsky has developed Occupy Judaism, events for protesters to connect to their Judaism during the holidays. Let's take a closer look.
Our Sukkah here is an act of civil disobedience. We don't have a permit. We put it up without permission. We put it up as a form of resistance against the rules of the park here that prohibit people from sleeping in tents. And so we were trying to leverage the Sukkah as a way to help other people stay in shelter overnight so that they could be warm and survive the cold. There's now Sukkahs up in 11 different cities, and in Seattle 10 people were arrested defending their Sukkah, which was taken down by the Seattle Police Department. In addition to our efforts to support these protests, our greater goal in the long term is to try to build the momentum to turn these efforts back on Jewish institutions, because we need to occupy everywhere, not just where these occupations are taking place, but we need to occupy the institutions of our own lives. We need to occupy our own communities. We need to make our communities accountable and responsive to us. And just in the same way that we're trying to make Washington more accountable to us and make Wall Street more accountable, we need to make our Jewish institutions and our Jewish leaders more accountable and responsive to us as well. So over here we have Emma Goldman, who's a Jewish labor hero and organizer, secularist, but proud Jewish activist who helped organize Jewish workers in the earlier 20th century to rise up against injustice and to fight for their rights as workers to collectively bargain. Then we have Abraham Joshua Heschel marching with Martin Luther King for civil rights in the 60s. This is the Orthodox anarchist symbol, which is my tag, but also a symbol about there being no authority in the world but the divine. This is the Occupy Judaism logo, which is based on the original poster for Occupy Wall Street. Instead of the ballerina balancing on top of the bull, we have the fiddler on the roof. This is one of the posters from the Israeli tent protests from over the summer, which are also protests for economic justice. This is the radical Sukkah, and therefore a radical lulav. And this is a play on a Banksy image of him throwing a bouquet. I have him throwing open the Torah instead.
So what does it mean to you to have a sukkah here?
It means that there's representation for the Jewish community, because we you know, it's one thing to have a sukkah in like Union Square and it's like, oh, this is nice, this is part of the holiday, but to have it here, specifically at the spot where there's so much happening and so much voice to a singular cause, it means that it's a statement beyond what was, what happened thousands of years ago. It's a statement for what is, what's going on right now. I mean, that's really interesting. There was a change that went on with a whole group of people that I, as part of the Jewish community, am part of. And that happened thousands of years ago. And now there's a change going on that I, as part of the American people, can relate to, and that's happening right here, right now. And I don't know, a sukkah actually is kind of like a house of change. Isn't that interesting? A sukkah always kind of turns up whenever things are about to change. Every year when the seasons start changing, when it goes from high holy days sort of back to sort of like the run-of-the-mill holidays, when the Jews received the Torah on Sinai from wandering the desert, like major changes happen after the sukkah started turning over. So I don't know. I'm kind of expecting like 10 new laws to pop out.
You never know.
You never know. Like, who knows? I mean, that's what we're all hoping for. We're hoping for amendments. We're hoping for, you know, resolutions that'll change the way things are going.
So what are your thoughts about the sukkah?
I love being in a sukkah at any time, and there's something very powerful about being in a sukkah in public space. And I think of this protest in a broad sense as being about playing out Jewish values in public space in this country. And I think in a broad sense, I think that most Americans and most American Jews think that we need an equitable society, think that there should be healthcare for all Americans, think that we should be renewing the infrastructure of this country, and think that the government in a broad sense should be responsive to that. And there is, even though I don't by any means agree with all of the things being said in the square I come out of the private sector, I don't personally in any way feel antithetical to markets in general or to Wall Street. I think there's something incredibly moving and powerful about seeing a really deep public conversation about the future of this country, and I hope in a deep sense that it's L'Shem Shamayim.
And you're sleeping in the sukkah.
And I'm sleeping here tonight, yes. Dan had put a thing up saying that they were looking for people to sleep in it, and I always used to sleep in my sukkah in Jerusalem, and I kind of like the idea in sleeping in a sukkah in Sukkot Park. So I came down here with my sleeping bag and my lulav and etrog, and I'm kind of excited to wake up here and daven shachrit in the morning.
As you can see, there are innovative ways to celebrate Sukkot. This is Aaron Herman. Thank you for watching.